7 Planets, the Exoskeleton and Perius's Object, 1. By Grazia Gullo and Massimo Longo. Narrated by Kim Summers. Published by TekTime. First chapter. The Sea of Silence. General Ruega was staring at the space through the large porthole of his cabin. It was fascinating to see the entire planetary system of KIK 8462852 and its 7 planets in orbit. In that occasion, he could only see 5 of them. Karamea, his own homeland, had already a gray atmosphere, which meant that it was destined for a leadership position. The blue and enchanting Medusa, which was as magnetic and dangerous as its dwellers. Aurea, which was small and barren like the moon, and white because of the reflection of the light of our sun. Not too far from Aurea, there was the bright green 6th planet, which was the most socially and technologically advanced among the planets. And Humanity, with its pinky atmosphere, which was as fascinating as its dreadful inhabitants. All this was soon going to be the property of the Anik population, and he was going to be appointed supreme leader. He only had to be patient and complete his plan. With the parchment in his hands, everyone and everything was going to bend to his will. General Ruega was staring at this space through the huge porthole of his cabin, and he could feel his hunger for power grow inside him. It was the year 7692 since the foundation of the Anik civilization. Ruega was abruptly woken up from his dreams of glory. The spaceship had hit something. They were crossing the bonobos rings. It would have been better for him to proceed towards the control deck. Although landing on the planet was a standard procedure, it could still have some surprises in store. As soon as he entered the control deck, he was greeted with deference by his subordinates. The procedure was not going as smoothly as previously planned. Something had hit the ship, as he feared. "Damage in Area 8, General. A rock hit us," the captain immediately reported. "Isolate the area immediately and proceed with expulsion." The captain ordered to initiate the evacuation procedure in the designated area. "Immediate evacuation of the area. Isolate it. Do not waste any time." The official immediately executed the order. Nobody dared making Ruega notice that his move was going to cost the lives of many soldiers in vain. The bulkheads that were separating the area from the rest of the spaceship were shut down. Only a couple of soldiers were quick enough to jump under the closing bulkheads in order not to be swept away. Unfortunately, they were not spared from witnessing their companions, with whom they had shared their existence up until a few moments before, desperately hit on the bulkheads and then disappear into the void. The detachment was complete, and the area was abandoned. All the Karamea's ships were war spaceships and were shaped like an enormous trilobite. They were characterized by a pronounced segmentation in order to quickly expel any damaged areas. In this way, the crew would optimize their performance during battles. Both middle section and tail, which was shaped like an oyster shell, could be expelled. Only the control cabin, composed of a big plate with a semi-elliptical profile that would become polygonal in some other sections, and the spine of the ship, which could not be expelled. They were surrounded by the infinite stretch created by the enormous gray rings that were enclosing the planet Bonobo. They were composed of big debris of the Black Death of the asteroid that had got too close to KIK 8462852. Bonobo, the second farthest planet from the dwarf, also consisted of a big mass that attracted toward itself a great amount of debris. In this way, it had spared the smaller Enos and had created one of the most enchanting sights of the entire galaxy. The planet was located right at the center of the rings. It was so wonderfully rich and diverse that it was used as an Anik imperial reserve for hunting, slaves, and supplies. Its anthropomorphic population was stuck at the beginning of civilization. Bonobians walked upright, had grasping feet, and were largely covered in body hair. They were as big as gorillas, but were as naive and accommodating as children. They would quickly procreate, and were strong, which would make them perfect. Bonobo was the only conquest made by the Aniks that had stayed under their control. And it was only because the 2 planets would describe similar and simultaneous orbits around KIK 8462852. Karamea had managed to conquer other planets too, but they would constantly lose control because of the uprisings.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?